Lebih 4,800 kanak-kanak dilaporkan mungkin menjadi mangsa penderaan seksual di Gereja Katolik Portugis, di mana 512 daripada mangsa tampil untuk memberi keterangan. Perkara itu didedahkan ketika kes siasatan penderaan seksual yang kini dalam pembicaraan di mahkamah.
Hi guys!
Hi Farah.
You all know the case that shocked the whole of Malaysia recently?
Which one?
The case of Siti Bainun who abused the Down syndrome child known as Bella.
Oh yeah, about that case. It goes viral on Twitter in 2021. I want to know more about the case and I searched it on Google. When I read the news, I'm so sad because she was a syndrome Down girl. At that time, she was only 30 years old, and I don't know how can suspect abuse that syndrome Down girl. I'm so pity to her. I hope she will get justice.
I hope so. By the way, can you guys explain more detail about the children abuse?
Yeah, sure can. Children abuse is defined as the deliberate infliction of pain or cruelty on a kid younger than 18. There are various sorts of child abuse and they often happen simultaneously. The first one is physical abuse. When a child is intentionally hurt physically or placed in danger by another person, it is considered as physical abuse of children. The second one is sexual abuse. Any sexual activity with a child is considered child sexual abuse. Sexual contact, including deliberate sexual touching, intercourse, and oral genital contact may be involved in this. In addition, non-contact forms of child sexual abuse may include showing a child pornography or other sexual contact, watching or recording a child engaging in sexual behavior, harassing a child sexually, or using a child for prostitution, including sex trafficking. The last one is emotional abuse. A child's emotional hurt or self-esteem being damaged is referred to as emotional child abuse. It encompasses rejection, shunning, or isolating a child in addition to verbal and emotional abuse, such as continuously mocking or berating a youngster.
This topic is about Rumah Bonda founder Siti Bainun has been found guilty by the Decision Court of 2 counts of neglect in abusing involving a Down syndrome teenager known as Bella. Decision Court Judge Isra Rizal Sanusi said not only the accused defense was unbelievable and that the court was unable to accept it, Siti Bainun had also failed to raise any reasonable doubt in the case. On November 24, the court ordered Siti Bainun to enter her defense on two charges of neglecting and abusing a 30-year-old girl with Down syndrome. After finding that the prosecution has succeeded in establishing a prima facie case against Siti Bainun at the end of the prosecution case. Siti Bainun was accused of committing the offence of a condominium unit in Wangsa Maju between February and June 2021. The charge of crime under Section 315A of the Children's Act 2001, which carries a maximum of 20 years imprisonment or a fine of RM50,000 or both if convicted. The prosecution was handled by Deputy Public Prosecutors Nur Azizah Muhammad, Zufinas Abbas, Zahida Zakaria, Fazida Faik and Shakira Aliana alias One Lawyers, Datuk Khairul Anwar Rahmat, Datuk Bajik Singh Sindo, Datuk Ikhlas Salam and Muhammad Razi Yatiman were appointed by the Tengku Mahkota of Johor Tunku Ismail Sultan Ibrahim to keep a watching brief in the case.
The victim of child abuse may experience severe and enduring effects on their physical, mental, and emotional health. Depending on the extent, pattern, and kind of abuse, as well as the child's support network, the outcomes could differ. My part is to explain the consequences of child abuse. The first common consequences of child abuse is physical consequences. The first point is physical injuries. As a result of abuse, children may sustain burns, fractured bones, bruises, and other wounds. Secondly, children can also have developmental problems. Prolonged mistreatment can cause delays in both mental and physical maturation. The second common consequences of child abuse is emotional and psychological consequences. These consequences can cause low self-esteem. Feelings of guilt and worthlessness can cause abused children to have a negative view of themselves and low self-esteem. Anxiety and depression. Symptoms of anxiety and depression are common in survivors of child abuse and can last well into adulthood. Children who have experienced significant trauma may develop post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD, which can cause nightmares, flashbacks, and hypervigilance. Lastly, trust issues. Children who have experienced abuse may find it difficult to build trustworthy relationships and to trust other people. The third consequences of child abuse is behavioral consequences. Aggression. As a coping strategy or a means of regaining control over their lives, some abused children may act aggressively. Withdrawal. Some people might isolate themselves and stop interacting with adults and their peers. And lastly, substance abuse. Those who have experienced child abuse may be more likely to turn to drugs or alcohol to help them deal with their emotional distress. In conclusion, it's crucial to remember that not every child who experiences abuse will inevitably experience every one of these effects, and there can be significant variations in how severe these effects are. A safe and encouraging environment, therapeutic support, and early intervention can all greatly lessen the effects of child abuse. To protect the child's safety and well-being, you must notify the proper authorities if you suspect or know a child of being abused. That's all for me. Thank you very much.
Finally, in the case of child abuse that was looked at is a powerful warning how important it is to deal with this widespread problem right away. The fight against child abuse needs everyone to work together, such as lawmaker, educator, and people. We can work toward a world where every child can grow up free from abuse and have the chance to reach their full potential by raising knowledge, putting in place means to stop it, and make sure that those who hurt children are quickly punished. We must all work together to protect the innocent and well-being of our younger citizens if we want to move forward.